Okay, because of my bad health, it will be start from Monday. You might have seen that notice also. 616 guys, core module, Spring Bean life cycle. Today, what is left, guys? How many approaches are there to develop the Spring Bean life cycle configurations? 3 are there. What are those? What are those? What are those? XML declarative approach, programmatic by implementing special interfaces. Lastly, annotation approaches. Lastly, annotation approach. Right. And today I will give conclusion also, boss. Spring Bean lifecycle annotation approach. This is December 1st. Spring Bean lifecycle configuration. Configuration using annotations. Using annotation. Spring Bean lifecycle configuration using annotations. Let's see, guys. Here we can use @post construct annotation to configure user defined method of Spring Bean as init method. Init method. Super. Here we can use pre-destroy. Another one is what? Pre-destroy. Pre-destroy annotation to configure user-defined method as destroy method. Destroy method. Init lifecycle method, destroy lifecycle method. Init lifecycle method, destroy lifecycle method. Cool, guys, got the point, my dear? One is init lifecycle method, other one is destroy lifecycle method. One is @post construct. Okay, one is pre-destroy method. @post construct. Configure user defined method as init lifecycle method. Okay. @post construct and @pre-destroy. @post construct, @pre-destroy methods are, tell me, post construct and pre-destroy methods are what, guys? Are JDK supplied annotations up to version Java 8, boss. Up to version Java 8. Up to version Java 8. Come on. From the version Java 9, they are available. Come on, come on. JDK supply, they are not Spring annotation. And they are coming in a separate jar file. Separate jar file. Yeah. What is the special jar file, guys? You go to mvnrepository.com, you'll understand. mvnrepository.com. Okay, I think Java X.annotation API. This is the jar file, guys. Separate jar file. What is that jar file, guys? -version.jar. Okay, what is its event dependency, my dear? It is its event dependency. The event dependency is this. The event dependency is this. Event dependency is this is event dependence. Are you comfortable, guys, understanding my statement? This is event dependency. This is event dependence. Java X.annotation. Okay, Java X.annotation API 1.3.2. 1.3.2. @ post distract and pre-distract. Yes, boss. The event dependency is this. The event dependency is this, boss. Are you comfortable, guys? Got the point, my dear? Come on. Yeah. Shall we convert this application, boss? Let's convert the application into programmatic approach application, boss. Yeah, same application. Okay, declarative application, same thing, boss. Spring Bean Life Cycle, Annotation Approach. What approach, guys? Annotation Approach, guys. Here is my annotation approach. Yeah, first of all, what is this? Public void method class. Yeah, on the top of it, if I write @post construct, post construct, it becomes what? Annotation driven custom init method, right? Annotation driven custom init method. Public void method. Public void method. Tell me, guys. Public void method. Yeah, this. Public void method was @pre-destroy. Yeah. Annotation driven custom destroy method. Annotation driven custom destroy method. This is annotation driven custom init method. This is annotation driven custom destroy method. Super, guys. Right. Okay, guys, let's see, boss. Same thing. Thought process will not change, guys. Yeah. Since we cannot add annotations in predefined classes, here the Spring Bean, here the Spring Bean must be, what guys? User defined. Spring Bean must be user defined class. We cannot add Rababu. We cannot add. Can we open and add annotation by editing the source code of existing classes, guys? Definitely not. Definitely not. Okay. Super boss. Next. Here, 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 here. The here the post construct and pre-destroy annotations will be recognized by component scanning. Component scanning. Got it? Component scanning. Component scanning. We must take Spring Bean. We must take Spring Bean through stereotype annotation configuration. Stereotype annotation configuration. Spring Bean through stereotype annotation configuration. Suppose you configure this one through XML, guys. There you place annotation. They will be wasted. They will be wasted. Understanding? When you configure through XML, are you going to go for a component scanning? No. That time these annotations will not be recognized. Got it? Okay, annotation approach, my dear. Come here. Configure through XML boss. Component VC. That is done. Yeah. Value $voter.name. $voter.name. Next. Value voter.age. No need of these setter methods, Raghav. Constructor for our proof sake. Constructor for our proof sake, Raghav. $voter.name, $voter.age. $voter.name, $voter.age. Understanding my statement, guys? Here is that voter.name, voter.age, guys. Check voting eligibility. Here is my what? My INIT. Here is my district. Here is my district. Okay. In the top of my INIT, what is the one I should add? Post construct. No help will come. Why no help will come? Because we need to add this event dependence. Copy this, my dear. Go to pom.xml. Okay. Pom.xml. One extra, this one we should add first. We should remember and add this extra one. Post construct. Done. Next. Pre-destroy. Post construct and pre-destroy. Post construct and pre-destroy. Okay. Super boss. Here my NIT, here is my district. Here my NIT, here is my district. VEC. Voter dot name, voter dot age. This is my annotation API. This is my context. Next, application context dot XM. Application context dot XM. Com dot nt dot commons dot info dot properties. Okay, here we need to enable what is that, guys? Context colon component scan com dot ent. They all are regular, boss. No change in the client application. No change in the client application. Check it out. Spring Bean lifecycle test, guys. Spring Bean lifecycle test. Java application. Yeah. Why? Okay. VD is not there. VEC is not there. VEC is there, na? VEC. At the rate component VEC com.nt. Yeah, it's a perfect. It's saying that, yeah, invalid values injected for Spring Bean properties name comma is. Name comma is. Go to properties file, guys. Go to properties file, guys. Here is 30 was 30. Spring Bean lifecycle test, guys. Run on Java application. Run as Java application. Now things are happening. My NIT executed successfully. My destroy also executed successfully. My NIT and my destroy are executed successfully here or not? Come on, guys. Are you with me? Convinced, my dear? Got it? Convinced, my dear? Got it, guys? Come on. Are you with understanding my statement? Spring Bean lifecycle test. Spring Bean lifecycle test. Simply, what is that? Spring Bean lifecycle test, guys. Comfortable or not? Getting my point there or not? Come on. Automatically called na, boss? They're automatically called as expected. Yes, boss. This is annotation driven configuration. This is simply annotation driven configuration. Okay. Now here what I will give. Example application. Okay, a lot of things are there. Example application. Yeah. First of all, I'm giving directory structure, guys. I'm giving directory structure in a regular fashion, whatever it is. This is a directory structure. Done. Say paste. Next. Voting eligibility check.java. Voting eligibility check.java. Okay, voting eligibility check.java. Voting eligibility check.java. Here is my post construct method, guys. Here is my pre-destroy method. Here is my post construct method and here is my pre-destroy. Yeah, that is the point I should highlight here. Post construct. What is the point we should highlight, guys? Pre-destroy. This is the point we should highlight, guys. Pre-destroy. Next one, regular application context.x. Regular application context.xm. Regular application context.xm. Regular application context.xm. Yeah, here is the regular info dot properties. Info dot property. Everything same, Raghav. Only small change is there. Info dot properties. Next, Spring Bean life cycle test. Spring Bean life cycle test. It's going to be regular client application. But in pom.xml, we need extra dependencies now, boss. In pom.xml, we definitely need extra dependencies, right? Yeah. Required dependencies. Dependencies. In the bracket, jar files. The required dependencies, nothing but jar files. What is this? Spring context support, guys. Java X dot annotation. Java X dot annotation. Yeah, if you are using Java 8, boss, no need of. Mine is Java 17, that's why this is required. Optional if you are using less than or equal to Java 8 version. Less than or equal to Java version. Required above Java 8 version. Got it? Logics are same, everything is same, Raghav. Can we concentrate on pros and cons of this technique, guys? Pros. Tell me, what is the pros, guys? Allows us to take Spring Bean lifecycle method names as the user defined names. User defined names. Because our choice names can be taken, Radha. Okay. Our choice names can be taken. Spring Bean classes can be developed as non-invasive classes. Non-invasive classes. Come on, guys. Okay. Gives great support towards 100% code-driven configurations and the Spring Boot program. Spring Boot program. Cons, guys. Yeah. Spring Bean class cannot be predefined or third-party supplied class. Third-party supplied class. Because we cannot add annotations Cannot be, yeah, because we cannot add annotations. Come on, guys. Because we cannot add annotations in the source code of .java. In the source code of predefined and third-party classes. Predefined and third-party classes. Understanding my statement, guys? Predefined and third-party classes. Spring Bean class cannot be predefined or third-party supplied class because we cannot add annotation in the source code of predefined or third-party classes. Getting my point there, guys? Come on, are you with me? Okay. Next one, boss. Predefined or third-party classes are possible or not possible, right? That's a major drawback, boss. It is okay for user-defined classes. It is not so. It is not at all okay for what? Predefined or third-party classes, boss. Next. Come on, I want reply from you people. Any other things? From JDK 9 onwards or Java 9 onwards. Additional jar file. Additional jar file. Additional jar file. Additional jar file. What is that? Java X dot annotation. Java X dot annotation. Version dot jar. Annotation API or Java X dot annotation? Java X dot annotation hyphen API na jar file must be added to class. Must be added to class. Superna boss. Okay. Additional file, additional jar file. Additional file, nothing but additional jars. Must be added to class path. Must and should be added to class. Comfortable, guys? Got it? Must and should be added to class path, guys. No second thought in that. From JDK 9 or Java 9 onwards, additional jar file, Java X dot annotation hyphen API version jar file must be added to class path. Come on, guys. Next. What's the next thing, boss? From JDK 9 or Java 9 onwards. Any other drawbacks, boss? Already we have said this one. API is the right word. Right. So shall we go for conclusions, guys? I'm not finding any other drawbacks. Shall we go for conclusion? Conclusion to choose. Spring Bean Life Cycle program. Spring Bean Life Cycle configuration approach. All are important at their level, boss. All are important at their level. Okay. Point one. If Spring Bean class is user-defined class, user-defined class. Okay. User-defined class in user-defined class, then prefer using annotation configuration. Annotation driven Spring Bean life cycle config. Why, sir? We can happily add annotations in the user-defined classes. We can happily add annotations in the user-defined classes. Are you understanding my statement, boss? Super. That's the one thing. Now listen. If Spring Bean class is Spring API supplied, if the Spring Bean class is Spring API supplied, what is that, guys? Spring API supplied. Are you understanding my statement? Spring API supplied predefined class. Predefined class. Then check for whether that class is implementing initializing bean comma disposable bean interfaces or initializing bean comma disposable bean interfaces or not. Are you understanding my statement, guys? If implementing, then go for programmatic Spring Bean lifecycle. If not implementing, then go for. If not implementing, come on, then go for declarative, what is that? Spring Bean lifecycle. Declarative Spring Bean lifecycle. Got it? If implementing, then go for programmatic Spring Bean lifecycle, guys. If not implementing, declarative Spring Bean lifecycle. That means XML driven, Rabo. Identify lifecycle methods. Okay. Not taking subclass ra muddy fellow. Declarative means what ra? Configure lifecycle method through bean tag by using init-hyphen method. First approach from muddy fellows. Vishnuvardhan. Declarative means subclass development. Configure anyhow predefined classes you will configure through bean tag, right? So there you identify the lifecycle method and config. So if implementing automatically programmatic approach, you need not to do anything. If implementing, then it goes for programmatic Spring Bean lifecycle automatically. Programmatic Spring Bean lifecycle automatically. If not implementing, go for declarative Spring Bean lifecycle. Nice, boss. Declarative Spring Bean lifecycle. Super guys. Tell me next one. If Spring Bean class is third party or Spring, okay, third party API supplied or JDK API supplied. Okay, predefined class. JDK or JW API supplied. Predefined class. Can we open and add annotations in that? Can we open and add annotations in that? No. Can we open and add annotations in that, guys? No. Then what is the other option? Can you open and add annotations in that? No. Can we open and implement interfaces on that? No. So what is the leftover option? What is the only leftover option? What is the only leftover option, guys? Come on, I want reply. Declarative approach. Predefined class. Then go for declarative approach of Spring Bean life cycle. Approach of Spring Bean life cycle. Spring Bean life cycle. Declarative approach of Spring Bean life cycle. Got it, guys? One more conclusion is there, guys. If Spring application is a legacy application, okay. How to configure init method and predefined class? You have to identify and configure. Init-1 method, configure that method that is having init. Okay. You have to identify the methods, you have to configure. You have to identify the method having similar behavior and you have to configure. We need to identify life cycle methods by opening documentation. Got it? It's not that much easy, boss. We need to identify life cycle methods by opening documentation. Spring application is legacy application. And okay, and it is in XML driven configuration. It is in XML driven configuration. Then okay, yeah. Then for user defined or predefined, user defined or for user defined or predefined Spring Bean classes, we need to use only declarative approach. We need to use only declarative approach. We definitely need to use only declarative approach. Can we use other than declarative approach, guys? Can we use other than declarative approach here? No, not possible. Predefined or user defined, we have to go for declarative approach. I hope you convinced with the conclusion, guys. So someone asked which is good, which is bad, sir. And all approaches are good according to the situation. In some situation, declarative approach. In some situation, programmatic approach. Everything is according to situation, boss. Nothing is bad, nothing is good. Nothing is bad, nothing is good. Everything we have to configure according to situation. Based on the demand situation, based on your Spring Boot, you have to decide it. Okay, this is legacy. Legacy means what? Old application. Maintenance projects are in legacy, na boss. Maintenance projects means what? Legacy approach. Old application, legacy application. Legacy means old application, brother. Legacy application means old application. Conclusion to choose Spring Bean lifecycle configuration approach. Shall we go for next one, guys? What's the next one? 100% code-driven configurations, also called as Java config configurations. Okay. Oh, everyone watched Meven and I asked to watch Meven and Lamba KPI. Meven and Lamba KPI videos. Everyone watched them. Awesome content I have given. From the core level I have gone, right? To the core level I have gone. All permutations and combinations I talked. Many things are there. 100% configuration, also called as what? It is there in the group. It is there. What is there? 100% code-driven configuration. Tell me. Java config approach, guys. It is there in the Google Classroom. You can collect from Google Classroom. Nowadays, every link I am keeping in the Google Classroom. 100% code-driven configuration, also called as Java config approach. Super, guys. Tell me, guys. Either avoids, minimizes the XML configurations. Either avoids or minimizes the XML configurations. Are you listening my statement? Either avoids or minimizes the XML configurations. If possible, avoid, guys. Otherwise, minimize. Otherwise, minimize. That's it. Either avoids or minimizes XML configurations. Tell me, improves the readability of the code. Improves the readability of the code. Everything is Java means what? Okay. Improves the performance of the application because no CPU time and memory is required. New CPU time and memory is required. Okay, Deepak, can't you wait until I launch Ra? That's why I scold you people. I'm telling that part only. How can we develop up to without XML? Okay, improves the performance of the application because no CPU time and memory is required. XML for XML parsing. XML parsing and parsing means checking ra babu, checking and processing. XML parsing and processing. Are you understanding my statement? Super. Okay. Now the question is, why should we avoid XML in any programming? Why should we avoid XML in any program? Super. Good question. Interviewer asked the question. I know 100% language. It is another language to learn, right? Another language to learn. So at least it is not Java guy. At least it is not our Java code. It is not our Java language. Yes or no? Na? You agree with me? Super. Placing Java code in one file, and placing XML configurations, placing Java code in one file and placing XML configurations, placing XML configurations. Are you understanding my statement? XML configurations in another file having information about Java code is complex process. Right. Java class is one place. Somewhere else we are telling, don't treat this tag as a normal class. Don't treat this class as a normal class. Make it as a Spring Bean by using bean tag. Yes or no? Na? So by seeing the class, we cannot say it's a Spring Bean. By opening XML file only, we can say it's a Spring Bean, right? Okay. The normal Java class. Are you understanding my statement? The normal Java class. Wherever possible, avoid it. Wherever not possible, minimize it. Superna boss. The normal Java class becomes Spring Bean only when it is configured in a Spring Bean configuration file, XML file using bean tag. In Spring Bean configuration file using bean tag. Using bean tag. Clear, my dear? Got it? Array, exceptional cases is different, Babu. Since exceptional cases are there, you will say 99%. Huh? Exceptional cases, we don't consider, we consider them as exceptional cases. Yes or no? Na? Two types of people are there, male, female. Third gender is exceptional case. But you will say exceptional case also as a third gender? No, na boss. As per legality, only two genders are there. Some exceptional cases will be there. Because of exceptional cases, you will highlight only exceptional cases. No, na. Fine, guys. Grow up, my dear. Okay. Something like this. Only Indians can vote. That's fine. But one to exceptional cases will be there. Anglo-Indians also can vote, right? Anglo-Indians also can vote. You know that. Anglo-Indians, who have taken birth from British and Indian. Britisher married to Indian. Their byproduct is Anglo-Indian. It happened. And if you observe very carefully, in every state government, 1-2 seats will be reserved for Anglo-Indians. Especially MLC positions will be there now. MLC positions. MLAs, you have to contest and win the election. MLC position, nominated post. In center also. In center also. Not railway children, Rabab. Fine. Anglo-Indians. When Britishers left, their breed is left in India, na? Such people. Okay. Right. Tell me. Why should I avoid this one? Understanding XML document preparation rules. Tell me. Like DTD or XSD is very complex. We will get tension now, boss. We definitely get the tension by seeing those imported statements, Babu, DT and XSD imported statement. We definitely get the tension or not? Okay. Preparation rules like DTD, XSD is very complex, boss. Very complex. Super. Next. XML file loading, parsing, and processing needs much CPU time and memory. Much CPU time and memory. So it may kill the application performance. It may kill the application performance. Got it, my dear? Understanding my statement? It may kill the application performance. At least we have a reason why we should avoid XML in programming. Not only here, everywhere same story. Everywhere same story, boss. Okay. So what is the basic thumb rule to follow, guys? How much you can avoid it. How much you can avoid it. In can't but situation only, you take XML circuit. Okay. In modern programming, we try to do all our configurations using annotations. If that is not possible, then we go by. If that is not possible, then we go by. XML configuration in minimal manner. What manner? Minimal manner. If that is not possible, then we go by XML configuration in minimal manner. Wherever we possible. Wherever we try, wherever we got a requirement, first we think about annotations. That facility is not happening, some constraints are there to use annotation, then we go for in servlet, Spring, everywhere same rule, guys. Everywhere same rule. Understanding? Super. Okay. For example, alias name is there. There is no annotation for alias name. So XML is there. Method replacer. There is no annotations to deal with method replacer. Then XML. We have a predefined class, but you have to do lifecycle configurations. You have a predefined class, you have to do lifecycle configuration. Sorry, not possible. Not possible. Because we cannot add annotations by opening the source code of predefined class. So then go for boss XML. First, prefer avoiding it. If not possible, minimize it. If not possible, minimize it. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Prefer avoiding XML. Pom.xml is nowhere related to programming, Rabbi. Please. I'm talking about application development, programming, not the build tools, not the build tools. If you try to show your talent, I'm helpless. If you try to show your talent, I'm helpless, boss. Anyhow, if you go for Gradle, no need of XML. Everything can be done by using DSL, domain specific language. Domain specific language. Prefer you avoiding XML configuration. If not possible, minimize it. If not possible, minimize it. Convinced, guys, why we should think about these configurations? Okay. Most important thing is right, boss. Yeah, this is for provides base for provides base for X Spring Boot program. Or Spring Boot is also avoids the XML bus. Spring Boot program provides base for Spring Boot program. Super. Sir, how to do this work? Okay. In 100% code-driven configurations. In 100% code-driven configurations. Super. Tell me here, what is there? We take configuration class, using configuration annotation. Using configuration annotation as alternate for Spring Bean configuration file. As alternate for Spring Bean configuration. As alternate for Spring Bean configuration file. That is XML. Super. Okay. We configure user-defined classes as Spring Beans using stereotype annotations using stereotype annotations. Using stereotype annotation uh, and we enable component scanning. The configuration class using @component scan annotation. We enable component scanning using @component scan annotation. Super. We also configure. Are you understanding my statement? We also configure predefined classes as Spring Beans. Okay. As Spring Beans using @bean methods of @bean methods of configuration class. Configuration class. Okay. You see the sample code, you will get the idea. Wish message generator dot java package com.nt.esbeans. Public class wish message generate. Public class wish message generate. Here is my component WFG. Private local date time LDT. As usually, here is my @auto. And remaining code, I need not to say this. Business method and other things remain. But local date time is a predefined class or user defined class or predefined. Okay. App config.java. This is configuration class alternate to XML file. Simply configuration class. Package com.nt.conf. Your choice package name you can take. Your choice name you can take, not a issue. Public class app config. How to make this class as configuration class? First tell me. How to make this class as configuration class? First tell me, guys. Configuration. Next. Component scan. Component scan. Here. Base packages. Same raw. com.ent. com.ent. Over now, boss. Super. This is new, Rama. This is new. Class name is not fixed. Nothing is fixed. Any name you can take. Public, local date time, create LDT. First listen. It won't make Spring Bean as Java class as Spring Bean by creating object. You should create and return object. It makes object as Spring Bean. It makes object as Spring Bean. Local date time dot now off. This method is returning one object now, boss. Yeah, since you are giving @b name is equal to LDT. Yeah, this method returned object will become Spring Bean automatically. This method return object will become Spring Bean automatically. Are you understanding my statement? IOC container calls singleton scope. IOC container calls the singleton scope. The singleton scope. Tell me. Yeah, no scope is given. Default scope is what? Singleton. @ bean methods automatically. Method name is not fixed. Nothing is fixed, guys. Your choice names. Get LDT, create LDT, some the other name you take it. Your choice. Annotation is fixed. Configuration class name is not fixed. Method name is not fixed. Automatically and takes the returned object and makes it as the spring bean. Makes it as the spring bean. Takes the returned object and makes it as the spring bean. Takes the returned object and makes it as the spring bean. Is that clear, guys? Come on, are you with me? Okay. If you are giving bean ID, what name IOC container take for config? Arey, we are giving name na. This becomes bean ID. This becomes bean ID, right? If you are not giving bean ID, what happens? I will tell. Wait. First, concentrate on straight points. Don't concentrate on indirect points. I know you are intelligent, but let me make others intelligent. If bean ID is not given, I will talk later. Please, can you concentrate on straight points? Okay, guys. Create IOC container by using annotation config application context. Annotation config application context where we need to pass configuration class as the input value. Configuration class as the input value. You understanding my statement, guys? Configuration class as the input. Annotation config application context. CTX is equal to new annotation config application context of tell me app config dot class. What dot class, guys? App config dot class. Come on. So no XML file, guys. We are passing configuration. These are the thumb rules that you have to remember, boss. These are the 3 thumb rules that we have to remember. These are the 3 thumb rules that we have to remember. Come on. Convinced, my dear, got the clarity. Convinced, my dear, got the clarity. We take configuration class using @ configuration annotation, right? As alternate to Spring Bean configuration file. That's the one thing. We configure user-defined classes as Spring Beans using stereotype annotation. And we enable component scanning from what? @ configuration class using @ component scan annotation. That's the point 1. We also configure predefined classes as Spring Bean using @ bean methods. Super, guys. This is stereotype annotations, guys. This is configuration annotation. This is component scan. This is most important. At the rate bean method is most important. I think you got a confidence that you can configure anything as Spring Bean configuration file. Super, guys. This LDT need not to match. Because auto wiring always happens based on the type. Muddy fellow. Muddy fellow. It can be any name, it can be any name. These two things need not to match. Auto wiring always happens based on the type. You know that, right? I hope you will remember these three thumb rules, guys. I hope you will remember these three thumb rules. What do you say, boss? Come on, my dear. Got the clarity. Here is my wish message generator.java. App config.java. I hope you understood point. Sir, what AutoWire will do? Manoharji, if you don't know what is AutoWire is doing, please get out. I think you are a fake entry. I hope you are a fake entry, boss. Manohar. You are not a regular student. You are not there from the beginning. You are a fake guy. Digital beggar. You begged meeting ID from your friend and started attending classes. I think you are a digital beggar. Sorry. At the rate AutoWide, you don't know now. You don't say you are a regular guy. Don't dare to claim you are a regular guy. Please. Almost every day we are using at the rate AutoWide, right? Feel shame for not recognizing at the rate AutoWide. And my suggestion is stop from this batch and start attending new batch from the scratch level. At least next time keep your mind and body open to attend the classes regularly. Shameless fellow. Still arguing, I am a regular sir. I am regular sir. Almost every day we are using at the rate AutoWide from last 30-35 days. That is the main annotation for dependency injection, na boss. That's the main annotation for dependency injection, right? Almost in every application, it will inject one Spring Bean into another Spring Bean. It won't inject data or a muddy fellow. It will inject one Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class property. First based on the type, local date time. What is the bean type? Local date time. Injection happens. If ambiguity problem comes, it will go by is not forget about practicing. Forget about practicing. He's not attending classes regularly. He's not a genuine student. Sorry. If any ambiguity problem comes, what we should do? We have to go for at the rate qualifier, right? And we have so many ways to solve the ambiguity problems. So many ways are there to solve the ambiguity problems. I hope you will remember these are thumb rules, guys. These are the three important thumb rules that we should remember. Yes, Naushad Ali, in 100% code configuration, this is the one more thing. Without using XML also, we can configure. But there is no provision to configure lifecycle methods here. Got it? There is no provision to configure lifecycle methods. Only Spring Bean configuration is there. So don't get excited. If someone out how to explain it, sir, properly, it makes Java class as configuration class. That's it. Single line point. It makes Java class as configuration class. It is just launchera babu, still many things. It makes the Java class as Spring Bean come configuration class. Spring Bean comes from. Every configuration class is Spring Bean, guys. Every configuration class is Spring Bean. Sumit MCA, you are getting problem in pom.xml. Just perform Maven update once. It will go off. Still not going, check the dependencies tag hierarchy that you have added. Dependency tags hierarchy that you have added, boss. Super. Jishan Khan, feel shame ra. Today you are practicing wish message generator. Super ra babu. You are great. Wish message generator, show message you are practicing, boss. Super. Now listen. Injection failed ra babu. In LDT, no injection is happened. That's why null is there. When null is there, if you call the method, null pointer exception came. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Right. My program not able to access the properties file. Okay. Yeah, you can add Spring Basics in your resume, Spring Core in your resume now onwards. Right. Next few days, we'll be spending time on what, guys? 100% code-driven configurations. Right? Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow. We'll continue more and 100% code-driven configurations.